Up and roll with America's premier motorcycle talk show. Open Road Radio is on the air with Gina Woods and other guest hosts. And now, with riding on their minds, here's your hosts of Open Road Radio.
All right, and we are here. Hey, there's our traveling girl.
Good evening, Miss Gina Woods. How you doing today?
I'm tired. I am beat. I gotta be really honest. I am really tired, but I'm so glad to be here with you to congratulate you on your 48 states. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're home in one piece. So proud of you.
All of that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And once again, Gina, thank you for your sponsorship. And thank you for showing up on the freeway in Illinois with a sign that said "Go Dazzlin." That was so cool. You know, sometimes
we did. Christy and I got out there. We missed you at your one stop. We were going the other way. You told me it was the other way. And we got you, though. We found you and we waited and we hung out. And it was excellent to see you guys go whizzing by us.
Yeah, that little split second of like a little burst of adrenaline when you see that support out on the road it
really is, right?
Amazing. Yeah, it is. It's just exactly what you need at the right moment. So
exactly. And speaking of all that support, we are going to talk about this tonight. You've got some special guests. And I'm going to also talk about all the support. Milwaukee did not disappoint. It was amazing. Over 400,000 people, I've heard. Over 500,000 in the parade. And talk about people coming out to support the motorcycle riders. We'll talk about all of that. But first, we're going to talk about who our guests are this evening, Dazzlin.
So we tonight are going to speak with Rodney. And Rodney was a godsend for us out in Arkansas. It's a custom bike shop. Rodney Cycle House has been in business since
godsend, from what I understand, a.k.a. means a lifesaver, somebody who has supported and helped during this epic ride.
Absolutely. And he's what we needed to get back on the road that day. And it was just a wonderful vibe. So I look forward to talking to Rodney and just sharing all the things that he's been doing in his life as a bike builder and with a premier shop there in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Right on. We can't wait. All right. Tell us who else we're going to be speaking with.
We're also going to speak with Maureen Dymon. And Maureen was my partner from the time we left Las Vegas and we crossed the finish line together. And she is a newer rider. And you're going to get to hear about what she did to be able to make this epic ride happen for her, from getting herself ready, buying a new bike. And so I'll let her tell her story and what she did to get ready for 48 states.
That's fantastic. We hope that you've had a great weekend wherever you are chiming in from. Thank you so much. Give it a like, give it a share. You're listening to Open Road Radio, Motorcycle Mondays, every Monday for 26 years. We were actually on Saturdays. We were on Sundays. We're on Mondays. We're going to go through the week. No, we're not. But you can catch us on Facebook Live. You can catch us on Gina Woods and Open Road Radio. Dazzlin is also sharing it. You can listen to us on YouTube, Open Road Radio, as well as LinkedIn. So please check it out. 107.1, 1400 AM, K-Shop, Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, as well as 92.5 and 1500 AM in Chicago. So, all right, you've got a lot of choices, people.
Super coast to coast, right? Coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
Radio and Dazzlin on the 48 states in one ride.
So Penny got in very early this morning from Milwaukee as well. I wasn't going to do this whole Milwaukee thing, but thank goodness I did. I had a great time with our friends from Andrews Products and National Cycle, as well as Lumi Flag. I sold out of their product they sold me. And I haven't even unpacked the truck completely. So their products in the truck. I should have it here for show and tell. But Lumi Flag, check it out. We'll talk more about that in the forthcoming weeks, as they're going to be one of our sponsors, or are one of our sponsors. But please give it a like, give it a share. Our show is brought to you by Full Throttle Law, as well as Andrews Products, JP Cycles, Seafoam Products, Cottage 24 Marketing and Graphics, Lumi Flag, Disparty Law Group, and so many more. Campo Vita Tequila, as well as Few Bourbon, Bar Louie. So, yeah.
I want to give a shout out again to Finn. Find it now.
GPS.
GPS tracking system. And I got a message every single time I turned my bike on. And they actually reached out and checked on me about halfway through the United States to let me know they knew where I was and they wanted to check on me and make sure that the
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah, it really was. And I didn't get to take the call, but I watched the voicemail. I was able to read the voicemail, and I just thought that was just super classy on their part. And I really appreciated that.
Well, those guys are fantastic over there. Ray and Mike Connors, the owner, as well as the wonderful guy Sean that we had out with us at the Pandemonium. So yeah, we got to, and Bill, yeah, they have a great crew. So that's exciting that happened for you. And we want to say hello to some folks. We want to say hello to Stu and Laura. Thank you so much for joining us.
Stu, thank you for keeping an eye on me every day too. He was checking in. Stu is one of our local Las Vegas. He's our premier motorcycle tow service, and he works very closely with MTS and Biker Down. So thank you, Stu, for checking on me every day. Hey, Stevie B, my little honey that was at home with Flossie, keeping an eye out for me.
Fantastic. Give it a like and share, and leave us a comment, please. We'll talk about your comment if you'd like to talk to the hosts, and or if you'd like to leave a comment, we'll make note of your comment on the air. So without further ado, why don't we get on with the show, and let's get on with Rodney.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. There he is.
Hey, Rodney, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you guys? 26 years you've been doing this? That's
26 years. We
Wow.
have. We just had a great time at the Milwaukee celebrations. We'll talk about later. But yeah, a lot of people came out to say hi. We really appreciate that. It was amazing, and it's so much fun when we get to meet people like you from Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas.
That's
You
big
know,
rock. You.
I went to school in Texas and passed through Arkansas many times.
Good.
So let me tell you how we ended up in Rodney's Cycle House. So one of our guys has big, giant, like 20-inch apes on his bike, and he broke his throttle cable. And so we were trying to find, first we call Harley, and of course that's a custom item, and none of the Harleys locally carried them. And so somebody Googled and found Rodney's and called, and he was like, "Yeah, of course I have it. I mean, we'll find something for you to get you back on the road." And so originally, I think we were just going to swing in there, grab the part, and then go to Pig Smell, or I'm sorry, my brain's not working. A different a Harley dealership that was up
Toad Suck.
Toad Suck, yeah. I was
What
like,
is it called?
Toad
Kind
Suck.
of an Arkansas thing.
Toad Suck.
Toad Suck.
Toad Suck Harley Davidson.
Yeah, absolutely. But when we pulled in there, it was clear that we were in the right spot and in the right hands. And they just cleared their schedule. There were bikes on the lifts that they were just determined to get these travelers back on the road. They knew what we were doing, and they were so kind and so loving, and just like the vibe was so fabulous. And then when I started talking with Rodney, I realized that Rodney is a hamster, and that I had
Okay.
met his wife in Sturgis last year on the hamsters, the invitational hamster ride that they have every year, where they raise a ton of money for charity. So I'm going to let Rodney talk about how he got 3 of our 4 bikes back on the road, but it was just a fantastic experience there.
Well, I think the first clue was when he said, "Sure, come on in. We'll find something to make it work." That's old school, and that's what I love. With old school mechanic that can make something work out of nothing. I get it.
Well, if you're in the motorcycle business and you actually ride motorcycles and you've ridden motorcycles, you know what it's like to be out on the road and you broke. And now what? You can be 1,000 miles from home or whatever, and then finding somebody that will actually, at least give you a zip tie or some baling wire or something. So anyway, we just have a deal. If you're broken down on the road, we're going to be pushing everything else to the side, and we're going to try to get you back on the road. Now, there are some people out there that might show up on our doorstep on a motorcycle they should have never left home on. That's another deal. But, if you're legitimately broken down out there on the road, we're going to do our best to get you back on the road. And then we're an unusual kind of a shop because we carry things that make motorcycles run. I tell people you can buy a T-shirt anywhere, but we try to get things done. We've got a very capable staff, and we've got the parts, and we've been at it for 53 years, so we kind of get it.
Wow. Wow. Congratulations. 26 is nothing compared to that. And yeah, like those cable, I mean, just things that happen to break when you're out on the road that you don't
Right.
expect to, and that's huge. You don't have to sit and wait for a shop to order it or to call another shop and go get it. That's fantastic. That's my kind of shop, Rodney.
Well, and I got to tell you, we have a wonderful relationship with the Harley dealer, and they know that we can fill in a lot of blanks, and they're ready to send people to us when they're broken down or whatever. They're not there for the money. None of us are. When it comes to getting a rider back on the road. So I think that's pretty awesome too. And not all Harley shops are like that, but I'll give a shout out to Rock City Harley Davidson here in town. They really go out of their way to help somebody, which is really cool. We have a wonderful relationship that doesn't happen all the time, so pretty cool.
And that's the same situation here in Las Vegas with the relationship that Boulder Chopper Kenny has with Henderson Harley Davidson. They
Right.
work really close together. They just do different things. Rodney has built a name for himself from building and working on and racing custom motorcycles since he was 12 years old. And he experienced having difficulty finding quality custom parts. So he just decided he was going to learn how to machine them and make them himself. And if I'm speaking out of turn, please speak up, Rodney. But he's got leading technology there with custom mapping, welding, painting, machining, fabrication. There's his beautiful wife. We're seeing a picture of the 3 of us
Yeah,
there.
that's Donna. Yeah,
Donna, yeah.
she's awesome.
And they were just great people going like really above and beyond. And you'll hear from Maureen a little bit later about something that a little treasure that he had in the scrapyard, basically, which was exactly what she needed to get back on the road. And she learned how to fix it herself, and she actually did it in the parking lot. And you'll see.
That's fantastic. And one of our listeners, Big Andy, says stand up guy. So yeah, people know when you've got how big is your place? Tell us a little bit about the shop.
It's really small now. We moved. We were in this location that we're at now for 44 years, and then
And that's Bobo's bike. You're seeing on right now, and that Bobo's the one that busted his cable, and then he had a couple other things going on. He ended up getting a more performance air air cleaner and filter that they just were able to put on right away. And then Rodney was like, there's a few other things that this gentleman could use to make sure that his bike is, but we're just going to get him ready and, back on the road
Got
today.
him. The Yeah, but our current location, like I said, we moved back into this location about 2.5 years ago. We did have a large location over on the interstate where we had an 18,000 square foot building,
Wow.
and then a 9,000 square foot building behind that. We had outside events and bike nights. We had our own bar, restaurant, all the above. But we sold that property 2 years ago. We're getting a little long in the tooth, so I think it was time. And somebody wanted the property, so we sold it. It worked out really
Wait,
well.
wait. We're getting a little long in the tooth. What does that mean? You got to back up and give me that meaning right now.
Well, that's like 75 years old. So that's how old Donna and I are, or soon to be. Her birthday's next month, and mine's not.
Wow.
We'll be 75. So
Well, God bless. Did you open the shop yourself?
we did actually. I got home from the military in 1970, and the first thing I wanted was a motorcycle. I had gotten my first job in a motorcycle shop when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And I trained as a machinist in the military, and I got home. I was searching for a motorcycle instantly. And so was trying to go to college on the GI Bill, and that was a struggle. I think it paid $179 a month. That was really not a real doable deal. So I started working on motorcycles, and pretty soon I had plenty of work to do, and I really didn't have a desire to get a degree in political science and English, because that's about all I could get locally. So I said, here we go. So there was an old house, that's Rodney Cycle House. I had an old house here that my dad owned that wasn't worth living in. And so I turned it into a motorcycle shop. So the living room was the parts department. One of the bedrooms was the paint room. We had the kitchen was the service area. And we rolled motorcycles in and out of the front door. And it's amazing. If you do good work, people will find you.
Exactly.
Hey, tell everybody about that bike you've got in the shop right now, because I'm telling you, if you're shopping for a beautiful custom bike, that bike was beautiful, and I would say no one could build it for that. What you're asking for that bike, and I wish I had taken a picture of it that we would show everyone, but I'll post one on Open Road Radio tomorrow. But tell them about that bike.
Well, that's a beautiful bike. We actually built that for a customer, and then he was a relatively wealthy customer, and then by the time we got done with the job, I got a notice from the bankruptcy court, so now it's mine. So I'm actually selling the bike. It would probably, with the cost of the motorcycle and what we did to it, you'd probably have a $65,000 or $70,000 motorcycle,
at least.
But you can own this one for $44,000. So if anybody's interested, I'm giving the motorcycle away. I'm charging you for what we did. So.
Yeah, it is custom from head to toe with air ride, big, giant, beautiful rear end.
All done properly.
Everything's custom.
What other bikes do you work on, Ronnie? Do you work on vintage bikes as well?
Well, we basically are V-twin guys. For years, early in the business, I worked on a little bit of everything because I knew how. And but we, at some point in the 70s, kind of had to narrow our focus. And so, we said, all right, the Harley's the one we love. That's the one we're going to work on.
Sure.
And we just narrowed our focus. I mean, we raced 4-cylinder Hondas and Suzuki's and stuff.
Okay. I was going to ask you what kind of racing you did.
Yeah, and then I used to round race on a Triumph. So, flat track. And that's pretty exciting. So if you want a little adrenaline, just, throw a motorcycle down at 80 miles an hour and wonder what's fixing to happen. So that's pretty exciting.
We're doing some flat track racing too. We're doing Sons of Speed. We're doing vintage. That's why I asked if you work on any vintage bikes.
know,
because we'll be heading down to Florida, which is pretty far from Arkansas, but we're also in Tennessee sometimes of the year too.
yeah.
I'll have to get you out there.
You know,
Big Andy says, what cool history it sounds like.
listen, I'm so old and fat, I'm not going to buy leather. I'm not going to buy new. I know I mind. So,
That's okay. You can race. You can run with your brung too.
Absolutely.
If you can go fast with your mouth, I'll win. So,
There you go.
I'm too old
Well,
to start breaking up phones again. So.
Thank you again. Thank you so much.
You're a treat. You are
Hey,
totally a
thank you,
treat.
Thank you. We enjoyed your visit. Hope you come back sometime. You're a wonderful lady. And I wish you girls the best of luck
Thank you.
with your endeavors.
Come just to visit. I don't want to have a broken bike. I just want to come and say hi.
We've got a place for you to stay. Come on, just don't bring too many friends.
And I sure do love shop shirts. I love my shop shirts. So
All right. Well, come
That's
see us.
fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. And tell Donna I said hello. You guys have a great day.
I will. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. Oh, is he cool? Wow, I'd love to see that shop.
I'm telling you, it was.
That looked like a big shop. He says, well, we kind of came over to this shop, which is smaller. And that looked like a pretty big shop to
We
me.
had so many beautiful custom parts there too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stuff, S&S and JP Cycling.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Isn't it neat to run into that? That's what it's all about. Being out on the open road and running into great people that you're going to be friends with the rest of your life.
It really was.
Right? Hey, let's go pay some bills. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Big Andy, we see you. We got you on with us, as well as Randy Cass. Thank you so much for joining us. Give us a like, give us a share, everybody. And we will be right back after these messages.
With more.
Stay tuned.
Motorcycle accident? Call Larry. Larry Disparty and the team at the Disparty Law Group know how to win motorcycle accident cases. Proudly serving bikers across Illinois and Wisconsin, Larry knows the law and he knows how to win. Insurance questions? Call Larry for a free policy review. And now Larry is giving away an incredible custom bike. Enter for a chance to win at the Brower House Tire Swarm Car and Bike Show every Thursday night. There's a reason why Disparty Law Group has been named one of the most influential law firms in the U.S. and has won more than $1 billion for their clients. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call Larry Disparty at 312-600-6000 and find out why bikers across Illinois and Wisconsin say Larry wins. Now, let's ride. Products fix problems, Andrews solves them. With nearly 50 years of passion, precision, and high performance, Andrews Products changes the world of motorsports. Engineered and manufactured in-house, Andrews excels by using aircraft steel, then machining to the closest industry tolerances. If you need powerful cams, gears, and transmissions for your ride that are proudly made in America, use Andrews Products. Contact AndrewsProducts.com or call our tech line Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 847-759-0190. Patriotic or personalized, Lumiflag adds a hint of illuminated safety showcasing your personality. Fits securely on your half-inch motorcycle luggage rack bar. Get one and change out the flag pullovers for your rally rides. Lumiflag is a new product offered exclusively with Open Road Radio. Order now for just $39.99. Lumiflag is made in the USA, assembled by young adults on the autism spectrum. Lumiflag offers them a chance to develop job and life skills, create professional connections, and foster independence. Go to www.lumiflag.com to order now.
How can you tell if somebody actually cares? Look at their actions. At Full Throttle Law, we are all about protecting riders. We have sponsored or created over 20 safety-focused events in the past year alone. Track days, riding seminars, emergency response classes, first aid courses, garage nights, and fundraisers for local independent charities. Any law firm can help you get a settlement if you get hurt, but we're already on the road with you, doing everything we can to make sure we all get home safe at the end of the ride. Full Throttle Law. We ride together.
All right. Hey, I want to say hello to some folks that are listening in. Laura Madelone, James Jenkins. I missed you. I heard that you were up there. Bill and Brad Peterson, Jim O'Brien, our motorcycle preacher down in Tennessee. And Maura. Maura, want to say hello to you and want to find out where you're going to be in Sturgis as well. Big Andy and Randy and so many more. Thank you guys for joining us. Please give it a like, give it a share. We appreciate that you are there, and we'd love to hear from you. Steve Ritter, thank you so much for joining us. And
never misses a Monday. She logs in every Monday.
Sweet. We'd like to say hello to our 107.1K shop listeners, as well as 1400 AM, as well as 92.5, our Rebel Radio folks over there at 1400 and our 1500 and 92.5. And you can also catch us on LinkedIn and 2 Facebooks, YouTube, and everything else that people are sharing. So do share it, please. And thank you so much. We have another special guest, and it has been great following you guys.
Maureen or Miriam or Apostle or calling her Dips.
Oh, does it depend which state you're in? Is which name you're going by?
She got her name changed as we went along. So I think we're going to stick with Dips because her bike's name is Chip. And so I'm going to let her tell you about her bike and how she got ready for the trip and how she finished the trip. So welcome, Maureen.
Welcome to the show, Maureen. Great to see you.
Thank you, guys.
Great trip. Congratulations.
It's still surreal and hard.
I'll bet you're still coming down from it.
We are for sure. New Mexico.
Yeah. Showing a picture right now of us at the New Mexico side. And I really think that's when the weather started to get super disrespectful.
It was challenging.
Yeah,
The last couple of days were really challenging. The first day, though, was the day that I was convinced there was no question I was making this ride.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the sign? What was it that made you think that right off the bat?
I was just in amazing company. I had wonderful people supporting me in the background on my phone, on social media. All my friends really got behind me once the ride started. And they all thought I was crazy prior to it. But once it started, they were all like, oh my gosh, she's really doing this. This is happening. And
tell us what you ride.
I am on an
electric glide.
A
police edition.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I picked it up on Friday and we left on Sunday.
Oh, wow. Right on.
My motorcycle I ride is a Road King, and it's an 06, and just wasn't sure it was going to make it through the ride. Everyone was concerned about that. So Kenny at Boulder Choppers sat with me, and we talked about it and found this bike for me, which is my bestie now. She's
That's awesome.
Retired cop bike, so I named her Justice, and her road name is Chips. So
that's Chip and Dips.
Chip and Dips.
I got that so far. I'm following, but I want to hear the explanation.
Well, adjusting to riding a larger bike was challenging. Stopping is where
it's a big fairing.
Where the fairing would take me down. So,
wow.
By the end of the ride, the last 3 or 4 days, I stopped dipping with her. So we've got that agreement now. We're going to stay upright.
That's awesome. So are you out of the Las Vegas area as well?
I am, yes.
Okay, cool. Right on. And this was your first cross country trip?
It was, yeah. The longest ride I'd ever done prior to that was about 650, 700 miles.
Cool.
Yeah. Colorado, I think, is the longest ride I've ever done. Yeah.
I was
So
super proud of her. She travels for a living. She's a flight attendant, so
Oh,
sh
cool.
she became invaluable with getting us from point A to point B, just being able to find the sign and find the next exit. And I'm going to tell you a story that was probably like one of the best stories for us on the trip was so her GPS was taking us one way, and my GPS was taking and you can set up
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
right?
So
So
how'd you decide which way to go? Were you guys flipping
no
quarters?
yeah, so hers was set for no tolls in the beginning. And so, on the East Coast, there's a lot of toll roads. So that was a little bit of a struggle. She fixed that, like right away. But on this particular incident, mine said turn and she kept going. And then mine recalculated and said turn now. And I could see her going. I was like, I had trust issues at that point. And so I turned and I should have followed her because mine took us down a farm road that was only suitable for tractors and farm equipment. And it was gravel and and it was treacherous. And luckily, Breeze was there, and he was able to get my bike, four-wheel drive it up and out, and get us down the road. But it was I should
And
have followed her.
well, and
that's where
everyone
you
else
learn
luckily
trust the, that's where you learn to
Yeah.
trust the flight attendant.
Yes, everybody followed her except Breeze, who was like, "I'm not going to leave her alone." But I'm not feeling this. Luckily, he did because I would have had to call him.
That's awesome. You
So
guys had an amazing ride.
Rodney got her going. Tell them the
Yeah.
story about the heat shield.
we're leaving the hotel and clink clink something fell and I'm looking and I can't figure out what it is, so I just keep going and the guys behind me come around and they're carrying my heat shield and they're
From her
like, I
exhaust.
think you lost something. And I'm like, oh shoot, what do I do now?
She's like, "Oh well, throw it in the truck."
Cosmetic, let's keep going. I'll burn my leg. It's fine. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we
Yeah,
kept
you guys were warriors on the road. I mean,
We got to
complete.
Rodney's, and he actually said, "I think I might have that part in the back. What's the chance he has this piece?" And he comes out with it, and he's like, $40.
40
You
bucks.
can have it.
Yeah.
And so she laid down in the parking lot and connected it. And
Oh, we have those pictures.
She'd also been
Yeah.
riding with no tail lights. I mean, nothing.
No running lights.
No running
Yep.
lights. Nothing in the back.
For 2 days.
And and she's like, I'll just deal with it when I get home because we kind of thought it was an electrical issue,
Yeah.
but it was just a fuse.
A fuse. Yeah.
And so Rodney's team was able to get her lights running as well.
He was a lifesaver, wasn't he?
He
He
truly was.
was. They were amazing. They took such great care of us while we were
What
there.
did you do to prepare for the ride beforehand?
Well, I took a lot of help from Shannon, who is one of
She
the most
did
organized
amazing.
women I've ever met. She's a great mentor.
Thank you.
And I set
I
up
agree.
every day's clothing, set it up individual, stacked individually. So I know I had everything. I did compression socks, which I think were my lifesaver
Oh, cool.
on the ride that long.
Yeah.
Swelling happens, my hands hurt.
Yeah.
We had
Did you thirsty rock? That was a
Did
life-
you ever get to a point where you just didn't want to go on? Did you wake up and 10 days is good. I mean, it's continuous. So what time did you guys get up? I mean, what was the latest you got up?
Well, one
8?
day we were waiting. There was, some mechanical things we were waiting on, and we had been really late getting in. I think we left at 8, but for the most part, we were kickstands up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Yeah.
Sometimes 16, 17, 18 hours. One day we rode almost 20 hours. We were, moving and grooving for quite some time.
Yeah, some nights it was 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Eating out.
And so did you find a day that you just didn't want to, that you were just, after 5 days, that's a lot, or 6 days is a lot. 7 days is like, wow. And then keep going to 8 days, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, we had some challenges on the road. Sadly, one of the riders was hit by a drunk driver.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, Dulce's okay. Um, but that was kind of a sad, like
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm so sorry. I didn't hear that, but I'm glad
and then
that
our truck and
okay.
trailer got driven off the road
I
by.
remember that. I saw that.
And on that day, I think I was thinking, I just need a day. I mean, we're clearly not going to make it in 10 days at this point. All I want to do is make it home safely with everyone. So that was the day we were in Arkansas, and we did take extra time at Rodney's, and we had the
Yeah, you just needed that little reprieve for a minute to get back up and get going. That's understandable. I think you froze up, but we are going to do a quick commercial break right here. Hey, thanks everybody for watching and listening. Give it a like, give it a share so that we can keep bringing you Open Road Radio. And we'll get the girls back up and we'll go to a quick commercial break. In the meantime, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Motorcycle accident? Call Larry. Larry Disparty and the team at the Disparty Law Group know how to win motorcycle accident cases. Proudly serving bikers across Illinois and Wisconsin, Larry knows the law and he knows how to win. Insurance questions? Call Larry for a free policy review. And now Larry is giving away an incredible custom bike. Enter for a chance to win at the Brower House Tire Swarm Car and Bike Show every Thursday night. There's a reason why Disparty Law Group has been named one of the most influential law firms in the U.S. and has won more than $1 billion for their clients. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call Larry Disparty at 312-600-6000 and find out why bikers across Illinois and Wisconsin say Larry wins. Now, let's ride.
Products fix problems, Andrews solves them. With nearly 50 years of passion, precision, and high performance, Andrews Products changes the world of motorsports. Engineered and manufactured in-house, Andrews excels by using aircraft steel, then machining to the closest industry tolerances. If you need powerful cams, gears, and transmissions for your ride that are proudly made in America, use Andrews Products. Contact AndrewsProducts.com or call our tech line Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 847-759-0190. Come celebrate 120 years of Harley-Davidson at the House. From July 12th to the 16th, join us for food, fenders, free live music, and all things Harley-Davidson. Morning charity ride every day. Check out the different themes on the website houseofharleydavidson.com. Great bands all week include Bella Kane, Marshall Tucker Band, Pop Evil, and Sister Hazel. On Thursday, July 13th, be sure to stop by between 4:30 and 6 p.m. to meet Jesse James Dupree of Jackal. Open Road Radio will be there Wednesday through Sunday with our friends from Andrews Products and National Cycle. You can come by car, Uber, Lyft, or motorcycle. We have parking. If you don't feel like driving, hop on our free shuttle, sponsored by Miller Lite and Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. See you there.
All right, and we are back. And I ended up putting that commercial in by accident, but we were already there.
It was perfect timing. We were. It seemed like we were having a little connectivity issue, so I think you did perfect.
Fantastic. Well, tell us, Marina, is that something you're going to do again?
That's a great question. I would definitely hit the road again. I don't think I would do that type of a quick challenge. I would love to see our country take it day by day and slowly and really enjoy how beautiful our country is.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Get a chance to see it a
Yes.
little bit more. Do the same ride. Do the same ride in 20 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
or
4th of
30.
July, we had fireworks on all sides of the freeway.
Oh, I'll bet.
Through, I think it was probably South Dakota, or it was North or South Dakota.
Montana.
Maybe Montana.
Montana,
I don't
somewhere
know.
up in the north.
But it was sheeting rain with fireworks, and I had lost my radio, so I was singing in my helmet the national anthem at least 30 times. And so they say singing in the shower, you sound the best, but I would tell you get a helmet, put it on, and sing your favorite song because you sound badass when you put in your helmet.
That is fantastic. Well, good. I'm so glad that you're able to talk with us, give us your experience. It's always nice, especially jumping on a different bike at that late stage of the game and taking that across country. Wow, you are a powerhouse for sure.
Maureen, what
Yes.
was your favorite state?
The favorite part of my country is where Idaho, Oregon, and Washington connect. There's this corner, and it is
Oh yeah.
so beautiful there, and I want to go back immediately and check that area out.
I really liked Vermont. The winding roads and the beautiful antebellum homes and stuff were really
Beautiful.
great. I didn't like New York City. If I never have to drive through New York City again,
Never again.
oh yeah, that was a couple of hours just getting through New York City. South Dakota, probably South Carolina, people were the nicest, like the very nicest. They everywhere they were the courteous on the road. They were just fantastic. Florida had the most aggressive truck drivers on the road. They were not all biker friendly.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they were calling ahead to their friends. Even there was this one red semi that it just seemed like a horror movie that he just kept finding us on the road and blowing his horn and angrily at us. I don't know what the name of that hotel was that we ended up in Louisiana on the river, but it was a hotel that was over 100 years old. I would like to
Oh
go
wow.
back and stay there
It was beautiful.
sometime. Yeah, Maine.
Well, you guys are amazing. I mean, 48 states in 10 days. That is just something to really treasure that you completed.
Yeah, sadly, we didn't make it in 10 days. We did it
And you
4
did.
days in one ride. We did the 11.25 version of it.
We're going to give you that.
It was fantastic.
We're going to give you that for sure because it's just an amazing feat that you did. And we're so proud of you.
Yeah,
Cindy,
again, I want to give a shout out to Gorilla Blue from Highway Burglarette because he provided the foundation and the inspiration for me personally to get out and try this. And the maps, I don't know how you go through to find every little back road to be able to hit it all. And so I really want to pour my heart out to him for providing the foundation for this ride. Him and a couple other riders finished before us. They're truly the ground pounders of the group that left Las Vegas and the East Coast. And hats off to the East Coast group.
how many people that rode the whole thing finished? How many?
There were 16 or 17 that started the ride. Popeye's motorcycle blew up in Rapid City, so sadly he didn't get to finish, but he was almost finished. So he did probably 90% of it because he started on the Chicago side, and then unfortunately Zoom and his wife Dolce didn't get to finish because of the accident. So it was 15 of us, I think, that completed it. That's just
Wow. So 15 out of 17.
yeah.
I mean, that's unheard. That's amazing. That's great. That's fantastic. Congratulations,
Thank you,
ladies.
Carol. Thank you so much.
So proud of you.
So, what about this Harley 120th? You were
Oh,
out
I wanna
there.
tell
It's
you.
all over the news.
Oh man, it was really crazy. First, I want to say hello to Harry and Jeffrey, Mark Waters, Cindy, Georgina, Rob, Arturo. Thank you guys for joining us as well. Give it a like, give it a share. So we went up there and we had 2 booths. I thought we were only going to have one. We had two booths, one at House of Harley, which was just, it really laid out the red carpet. Their format, their blueprint seemed like it was about 3 miles long. And it really wasn't. It was probably about 3 blocks long blocks. But they really laid out the a red carpet for bikers, just food and drink and bands that were amazing. Marshall Tucker really drew a huge crowd. Pop Evil didn't do so bad either. There was just great bands. There were good bands in Veterans Park with the Foo Fighters that I heard were fantastic, and Joan Jett. A lot of people came to the booth. I think Corey's got some 3B. Well, there's some guys that came to the booth.
well, hello.
Well, we weren't there at the time, so they decided that they were going to get cute. That's our friend Nathan and Eric Lund from our motorcycle family. But it was way cool. Everybody came out. We had over 500 entries on the Disparty bike that we got ready in time. So that was really cool. And oh my God, the parade was amazing. The Harley Davidson parade had over 5,000 bikes, and it lined up 5 miles, and it was just full of people. If you've ever seen the biggest parade, probably like the Rose Day parade that they have in California, it was just amazing. I think we have a quick clip that Corey's going to play. Corey, let me know if you're queued up on that.
There they are! Watch! Hi, Patrick! Woo!
Yeah, so it was amazing. That was just our Badger Club because the old bikes got to ride up in front, but there were hundreds and thousands of bikes behind that. And then and you guys haven't seen that yet, Dazzlin, but we're gonna get you. There's this huge, beautiful bridge that goes from the Iron Horse Hotel to the Motorcycle Museum, and it goes over the canal. And it's really huge. It looks like the Golden Gate Bridge, and it goes into the Harley Museum, and they blocked it off, and it was for motorcycles, and it filled the motorcycles.
I saw a picture of it, and
It's
got the picture where they were lined like
yes.
2-3 deep in the middle and all the way down.
Yeah, I think that Corey's got a couple pictures of the he's probably sure. I said him look at that. So that was
Wow.
that was just at the museum. That was a couple days before the parade.
What a testament to the brand, Harley's brand, to be able to draw 500,000 people to just come out and celebrate the history of 120 years of Harley Davidson.
And typically this celebration is at the end of August. So they moved it to July and had never done that before. So this was not like they had done some good promotion, but it was at a different time of the year. So you got to take that in consideration that they still got. We talked to so many different groups. We had groups here from Brazil and Argentina and Mexico and Czechoslovakia. There were groups from everywhere.
Even people that don't ride motorcycles that just were there to see. They're motorcycle enthusiasts to see the bikes and the history and all that. Wow.
It was really amazing. Milwaukee really laid out the red carpet, and people were welcomed. It was very people were very, very polite. I like I said, I really didn't think it was going to be that big of a thing, especially changing it, a month and a half earlier. And I got to tell you, I'm so glad that I went. We got to see so many great faces. Corey, you've got some great pictures of some of the folks that came to see us at the House of Harley, and also at Milwaukee Harley. That's Brady Street. Brady Street was crazy. A lot of people go down to Brady
I
Street.
heard they ran out of everything everywhere.
Yeah, so they did. The House of Harley ran out of inventory. A lot of places did. They had so much. And we had a lot of great friends that stopped by to say hi. And I think, if you want to just go ahead and shoot the rest of those pictures out, Corey, that's great. They can just play them as we're talking. But so, we had we had our friends here from Andrews Products and from National Cycle and from Lumi Flag and Disparity Law Group and so many other friends that came by to see us. So we want to thank everybody that did. And the bands were just, like I said, the bands were amazing. It was like a little...
There were thousands of different hog groups from all over the United States. And
there was a lot of Canadians, and there were hog groups from all over, like exactly right. Groups from everywhere. And then you had great little stops like Gene Davidson, and you also had stops like Gloria and Chris were at the museum. And then Randy did his Detroit Antique Motorcycle Show. And those folks got a dam ring, which they were so proud of. A lot of great antique bikes. The Twin Visionary, Penny, was in the house at the museum.
Yeah, she said she didn't get in till 3:00 in the morning, so she was pretty beat up. So we'll see Penny again next week.
We will see Penny again next
week. I'm gonna have surgery on Thursday, so I won't see you guys for a couple weeks, but Penny.
Well, we wish you well on that. We know you're going to do great. There's Chuck. There's our friend Chuck from the Ellis Cooper Band. He was hanging out with us all week. We had a great time with Chuck. Chuck's always a good time. Well, we wish you well, Dazzlin, and we know that we already know what a dang warrior you are, so we know nothing's going to keep you down long.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Ice was mine and Mo's best friend for the last day and a half of the ride. She had 2 bags of ice strapped to the back of her bike, basically riding passenger, and it was scattling like Hansel and Gretel ice, helping us all stay cool behind her. So tell us about Skeeter's Wiener Night at the Brower House.
Yeah, so we are going to be out this Wednesday. We're actually going to be at Wildfire, the pit stop. That is in Villa Park. Come out to Wildfire. Harley Davidson Disparity Law Group will be there. We'll have the Disparity. And then Thursday night, we are at Brower House. So make sure you come out there. July 29th, we are going to be out in Minnesota. Over at Kevin Teach Bass's Vintage Bike Show. And then the Cleveland Fuel Cleveland is going on as well. But we will catch up with those next week and tell you more about it. We are out, guys. Thank you so much. Congratulations, ladies. Once again, so proud of you. What a great adventure and what an amazing, epic ride that you had.
And thanks again, Gina, for coming out on the freeway and waving to us.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you
it was my pleasure. I wish I'd just been a little bit clued in on where I should have set that up a little bit better.
It was perfect.
It was amazing.
It was
all right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Appreciate your time that you spend with us, and we'll catch you right here next week. Motorcycle Mondays for Open Road Radio. See you then.
Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to America's premier motorcycle talk show, Open Road Radio.
Hey, thanks for coming along. We hope you enjoyed the ride.